Welcome to Designing Templates in Microsoft Word 2010. A template is like a boilerplate used for applications such as fax cover sheets, invoice forms, and business letters. For the purpose of this video, though, I'm going to design a report with a cover page using new themes and styles. I consult on a wide variety of environmental and sustainability topics here in the interior of British Columbia, and I like to present my clients with nice reports. So one of the things I've decided to do is to design a report that will reflect the environment that we live in up here. To start with, in designing a template, you need to select File, and then you need to save it as a template. What we're going to do is we're going to call this Report 1, and we're going to save it as a Word template. And there we go. Now the first thing I want to do is I actually want to change the themes and my styles in the document. So I'm going to come over here to the themes box and I'm going to say create new theme colors. This allows me to go in and choose colors at random. It's pretty awful. And you can see the changes that take place here in the windows. And then what you would do is you would give this a name and you would save it. But I've already done mine and we're just going to cancel that for now. And then I'm going to go to Fonts and create new theme fonts. And once again, you can do the same thing. You can choose and then just simply name it. So we're going to cancel. So I'm going to choose the one that I've set up for my company, which is Hearthstone. Go. And now when I come back over here to Home, I can select Title and I can put in a placeholder for title. And I can do a subtitle. Some square brackets around this. And now I'd like to insert an image for my report that comes from the area. So I'm going to go and do that. So now I have my picture in place. I want to add the name of the company. So I'm going to use Subtitle again, and I'm going to right align it. Hearthstone Research Services. And at this point, I could actually add placeholders for addresses, for the city, and for postal code, phone numbers, and everything. But I'm not going to do that at this moment. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up for the rest of this. So the next part of this is to set up for the different pages. So I'm going back to page layout, and I'm going to put in some breaks. I'm going to put in an on-page break here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up for a table of contents. I'm not going to do anything with the table of contents at this point. Maybe I should spell table of contents right. And I'm going to put in an executive summary and a study description. And that will be it. First, I'm going to set up my margins. I'm going to do custom margins. And I want my margins to be mirrored, which will give me these two boxes up here, just in case my client would like to have them bound. And I want it to happen from this point forward. The next, I'm going to go to Layout, and I'm going to select different first page, different odd and even. And from this point forward, okay. And you can see how it jumped right there to give me a different margin. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up for some page breaks so that I can put in my headers and footers. And I think what I'll do is at this point I will turn on so I can see what I'm doing. And just so I can get the even page in there, I'm going to put in a couple of more breaks. Oh. Right. So now I'm ready to set up for my headers and footers, and I'm going to do my footers first. Now, my headers and footers are not going to be the same as previous section because that's my title page. So I'm going to take out the link to previous. Now, in order to design the page number for here, I used two of the default. I believe I used large 1 and large 2. And here we go, are these two. And then I saved them as a custom default. So I'm going to go and use those now. And pull this down here. And they should be at the bottom. So I've set them up as a table of contents, odd, and that's it. But you'll notice that my numbering is not correct. So I'm going to format the page numbers, and I want them in italic. Go. And I don't want this to link. And I'll go and choose the other footer here. Come on. And this is even. And again, from section 3, which is the body of the report, is not going to be the same as the table of contents. So I'm not going to link to previous. I'm just trying to see. Here we go. So we're going to change this. Go. Everything in. Now the final thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a header. But I don't want the header for the table of contents because I would like to have something different for the table of contents. So I'm going to take out the link. And in order for me to set in this, the executive summary heading into the header, I'm going to add the styling for this. And I'm going to come back up here to the header, and I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to put it right justified because this is the odd page. It needs to be on the right hand side. And then I'm going to come back to page, back to headers and footers, and I'm going to come to quick parts, and I'm going to put in a field Down to Style Rough. I'm going to choose heading 1. I'm going to go OK. I'm going to do that once again on this side, on the even side. So quick parts, field, and down to Style Rough, and I'm going to choose heading again. And if we notice, we have study descriptions here as well. And that is the end of the tutorial.